Hey guys, good morning. I'm going to go crazy trying to stream on YouTube, and I am pretty technologically savvy, and trying to go live on YouTube is literally making me want to pull my hair out, and I don't have a lot of hair, so this is driving me nuts. If anybody knows how to go live on YouTube, let me know. Because I thought I had it all set up through Zoom last night, had it all connected, and now it's just like, it's like over my head. So a little frustrated since I said I was going to figure this out before today, and I thought I had it figured out, but it's just not, it is not working. So probably rather than waste you guys' time and try to figure it out while we're live, we'll just probably do it in the group again. And I'll copy and save the video and upload it to YouTube later. So, but if you guys know how to go live on YouTube, let me know if you have any tips, because it's driving me nuts. So anyways, it's Wednesday, it's hump day, it's the first Wednesday of the month, so live Q&A, where I want to help you guys with all of your photography business questions. So if you have questions, definitely put them in the comments, and I will get to them. I usually ask ahead of time what people are struggling with or what questions they might have, so that we have topics, but we can also do live questions. So type in the chat box and let me know where you guys are joining from. I said I was live like a couple of minutes ago, but I don't know that it's actually working. Hey Yvette, you're in my hometown, Las Vegas. Where's everybody else from? Okay, you guys being shy this morning, that's fine. So today, a couple of questions have come in, and just some comments from actually some of my coaching clients and then in the group. And they were over a lot of different things, but they kind of corresponded. Like finding your brand voice, avoiding burnout, being a perfectionist, finding balance, finding motivation, getting frustrated when things aren't going exactly the way that you imagined. So as a business owner, and as a creative, I could say, and as a fellow perfectionist, we want to find that happy place, and then we want it to just stay that way. So for an example, a lot of times once photographers do my pricing for profit class, and they find how amazing my pricing structure is and how it can double and triple their profits, then they want to stay at that level of selling their customer favorites package every single shoot. But in life, in business, it's about like the law of averages. You're gonna have bad days, you're gonna have good days, you're gonna have clients who spend your minimum, you're gonna have clients who spend spend more than you imagine, and you're gonna have everything in the middle. It's all about averaging out, and it can be hard if you're trying to always live and always have your business at the highest level, because it's just not sustainable. It's definitely not the norm. And not saying you can't raise the bar and get to that point, but just understanding that business is not like this. It goes up and down, and that's the way life is. And over the long run, you can have that curve going up. But I think one of the things that I just kind of want to probably focus on today is, and pipe in if you guys have questions or things like that, pipe in, but really just finding motivation. I know Cassie just hopped on, and this was kind of her question, was she was able to finally quit her full-time job and or her other job and go full-time in photography. And where at her job, she had someone to answer to. She had someone that was telling her when to be at work, what she needed to do, what her guidelines were, what her goals were, what she needed to accomplish, and then she had a time to check out. As business owners, we kind of have to be that for ourselves, and we have to be the boss and the employee, if you will. And that is kind of a unsettling thing to figure out when you're used to going to a job and having someone set those parameters for you. Figuring that out on your own and figuring out how to set those in your own business can definitely be a little bit unsettling. So I know Julie too, who's on here, had to go through that same thing, and maybe she has some tips that she might share in the comments on how she did that. But really, I think the best tool that I can give you, Cassie, is to really just sit down and connect with your why, and also schedule out your day. The number one tip, and sometimes for us creatives, I personally don't like being told what to do, and I don't really like routine and schedule, but because I like freedom. That's why I own my own business, is I want freedom. But I also find that I perform better when I have a schedule and when I have things scheduled out. Routine is even better. I still try to avoid routine, but at least having a schedule and having priorities. So I would say that if you guys did my goal setting workshop at the end, like last December, the same way you set goals for your year is the same way to set your priorities for the week and for the day. So what you do is you know how you have like this forever long to-do list, and it just gets overwhelming and it's never ending, and it's just like for everything that you cross off, 3 things get added. So this is where it can be very overwhelming. So to avoid overwhelm, what you want to do is actually write out all of the lists. So have your to-do list, right? Then go through and prioritize which things need to be done first, like which things are of utmost importance. And then from there, pick those top 3 things, 1 to 3, depending on how much time you think that each thing is going to take. 1 to 3 things for each day, and only focus on those, only accomplish those, and do that until they get done. Don't look at everything else. Don't worry about emails that are coming in. Actually, I have a tip for that, but take those 1 to 3 priorities and only focus on those until they're finished. And then after those are finished, then go back to your list. And if you need to reprioritize again, do that, and then pick your next top 1 to 3 for each day. So you can do this on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis, and then on a daily basis. And this will really help, eliminate that overwhelm of that forever long to-do list that is never ending. Just FYI, it is never ending. And that will help create overwhelm. So structuring out your day. If you want to get even more dialed in, this is kind of what I call, I have another group called Powerful Practices, where we focus on things that really successful people do to be high achievers. And that is, to be honest with you, the number one thing that you can do is create powerful practices or habits. And one of the things that I know that is very powerful that you can do is basically time blocking, like scheduling everything out into time blocks. So from the moment that you wake up till you go to bed, everything is scheduled out. You can do it in a calendar, you can do it, on a piece of paper, but basically it would be like from 6 a.m. I wake up at 5:30, and from 5:30 to 6 I run. Or I do yoga, or I work out, and from 6 to 6:30 I shower and get ready, and from 6:30 to 7 is breakfast and writing in my journal. From 7 to 8 I check in with my emails and go through and answer any emails that have come in, and send out any emails that need to go out. From 7, where am I at? 7 to 7:30, 7:30 to 8, 8 to 8:30, well, you guys get the point. We'll probably get lost on what number or what time frame I'm in. But, from 8 to 8:15, check in on Facebook groups, business stuff. You need to be really careful and time limit yourself. That way you don't get lost in Facebook doing personal stuff or looking at, scrolling through and just looking, because you can lose 45 minutes to an hour, like multiple times a day. So really just scheduling out in your time blocks, scheduling out when you're going to edit, or scheduling out when you're going to do, if it's a certain day, that you have a shoot, then you'd schedule out the time to shoot, and then right after the shoot, maybe schedule time for maybe 30 minutes to decompress, and then after that to cull the images and get some of that processes done. So really scheduling out and time blocking your day can be really, really helpful. And it helps create balance, because if you schedule in time with a family, time with your significant other, time for eating, time for yourself, time for meditation, time for working out, time for a walk, any of those things, whatever makes you feel good, make sure that you are scheduling that into your day. Because as business owners, we can get so caught up in our goals. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because I know we're all doing something that we love so, so much. But it can lead to burnout really, really quick. So if you're not scheduling time to decompress or to do something outside of business and put business aside and really focus on yourself, or focus on your family, or go get a massage, or just go spend some time outside and get some vitamin D, you'll find yourselves burning out really, really quick. Hold on, I gotta see this. I'm on my phone, so I'm gonna see what Cassie said. She said, yes, I think it's all this new freedom that I don't know what to do with. I've had this schedule and routine for years, and now trying to find a new routine has been overwhelming. For sure. And I think the thing too is what's interesting. I've been coaching for about 2 years now, and I myself have been struggling with this recently. And so I understand where you guys are coming from. Is a lot of times we're seeking this freedom, we're seeking this balance, but once we get to that balance, it's actually so uncomfortable, because we're so used to being in this grind, we're so used to being super, super busy, that we don't know what to do with ourselves if we're not busy. I think the ultimate goal of an entrepreneur is typically to get freedom, is to create a life by design. And I don't think an entrepreneur becomes an entrepreneur, or a business owner becomes a business owner because they want to work forever, right? It's not because they want to work 18 hours a day. There are days when that is required, and you have to do that as an entrepreneur, but I don't think that that was our original goal. And correct me if I'm wrong, but our goal is to actually have freedom, is actually to enjoy life, is actually to have, time to go on vacation, and time to spend with our family, and time to spend with our kids, and be at our kids' events. But when we transition into that full-time business owner, we tend to have fear around taking time away from the business. It's crazy, because I understand it. I've been there. I've gone through it. I still struggle with it. But the more we hold on, the more we kind of strangle. It's kind of like you strangle the puppy. You're so excited about it. You're hugging it, but you're strangling it. So really just also, I think, finding balance and peace in the fact that your business is always going to be growing. It's always going to be evolving. And there's not this place at which everything just is here. I think that there can be a place where it doesn't feel like it does in the beginning. In the beginning, there is definitely a lot going on, and you get to a place where it's a little bit more even, but you train yourself on how you respond to your business. So just understanding to create balance. And to be honest with you, it's kind of hard to explain until you've gone through it and you know. But I think scheduling is probably going to be the best thing that you guys can understand. Scheduling time for yourself, scheduling those things, and going out and being with your kids and being with your family, and realizing what's truly important in life. Building a business is great. Having freedom is great, but really connecting with your why of why you're even doing it, and really creating like a work-life balance that really fits for you. Pipe in if you guys have questions over that or have comments, because I know I'm just kind of speaking from my experience and the photographers that I've worked with. So if you are listening, but little things are popping up in your head and you're, yeah, but what about this? Then type it in there and let me know and we can kind of talk about it. But I would say that that's probably my top tip for finding balance, is just scheduling out things and really paying attention to where your time is going. We all have 24 hours in a day. So think about the highest achievers or the people that are really killing it in your industry or in your genre. Those people have the same 24 hours as you do. So it's really about how are you choosing to spend those 24 hours. And really scheduling it out and taking advantage of the time that you have. And sleep is really important, just FYI. Because without sleep, you can't perform very well. So make sure you guys are making sleep important, and self-care. And self-care can be anything. It can be just sitting down and reading a book for 30 minutes. It can be taking a walk. For me personally, getting outside, I love the sun. So getting outside and getting some fresh air and getting some sunshine makes me so much happier. Sometimes I will be just grinding and I will take a moment and I'll just walk outside onto our balcony and just sit in the sun for like 5-10 minutes, and I just feel so much more invigorated after that. So things that make you feel good, definitely make sure you're scheduling those in. Someone said something, they're feeling burnout. So they feel like they're not giving their clients real attention because they're so overbooked. But also finding what makes me and my work different and I'm mixing two things. Hold on. Slowing down when I'm shooting too. And yes, so burnout. Like I said earlier, if we're just going, we can easily burn out, and especially if we're overwhelmed. I would say to avoid burnout, once again, make sure you're scheduling and make sure you're saying no. It's really, really, really hard. Really, really hard for creatives, especially I feel like a lot of photographers I work with were very much the same in that we're very giving, loving, people pleaser types, and it's very hard to say no. And funny enough, I had 2 inquiries for last minute shoots this month, and I went ahead and thought, you know what, I'm already booked. I said I was only doing 2 shoots a month for the rest of the year. I already did 3 last month and have 2 this month, but I basically went in and was like, all right, 2 more shoots, I can do it. 1 for June, 1 for July. And funny enough, like those, I was putting more on my plate than I had agreed to. So instead of saying no, I was like, maybe. And one consultation was yesterday. She didn't end up booking. I'm still waiting to hear, but the second consultation actually canceled. And I was just like, maybe it's the universe working in my favor and saying no for me. But avoiding burnout sometimes is just about saying no. It's about really scheduling your time. It's about maybe referring people, or it's also about maybe 1 month you do a whole bunch of shoots and the next month you're like, hey, I'm going to cap it at 3, because some parts of the year are definitely busy. There's wedding seasons for boudoir in the fall. It's really, really busy. I know for high school seniors, there's certain times of year that are way more busy than others. So also understanding that maybe rest up before those months and then go balls to the wall, schedule out your day so you have some self-care within those busy times. But then maybe, take that next month and cap however many shoots that you're doing, or schedule a week of just relaxation and really taking some time off for yourself. So really for each person, it's going to be individual how to avoid that burnout, but just being aware too of that burnout, that it's coming, and scheduling some time for yourself and scheduling some time away from the business. I think a lot of times as entrepreneurs, especially when you're first starting to build your business, there's not a lot of consistency in income. And it's very true. It doesn't matter what business you're in. There's a lot of times there's feast and then there's famine. So you have to figure out how to balance your finances to accommodate for that. It's not like a regular paycheck. A business it's not like this guaranteed amount every single month. It can be very up and down. So I think that's probably why a lot of entrepreneurs quit, is because it's not always consistent, and you have to figure out how to live below your means, and even when your income increases, not increase your expenses to match that, because you want to make sure there's that gap, and you want to make sure that you're putting back that gap into a savings account. So on those lower months, when there's less shoots, you have some money to, float and to be more even. It's just our human nature. And I think especially here in America, it's that societal thing to live beyond your means, keep up with the Joneses. And anytime we have an increase, we have an increase in raise, or we want to buy a new house, we just keep upping our expenses. And what that does is that when you get to that comfortable spot, you basically increase your expenses, and then up goes how much you need to make. So that's probably a completely different topic for a different time. But I do want to address, let me see here. Cassie's question says, how do you set, I'm trying to hit see more. How do you set your priorities? It seems like a silly question, but sometimes I feel like I'm just filling my day with stuff to do and I'm not getting any further on my goals. This is a great question, because like I said, it goes back to that feeling. If you feel like you're busy, then you feel like you're doing something, so you feel like you're accomplishing something. And so really looking at the things that are going to move the needle in your business. But I also think that it's okay to, how do I want to say this? Relax a little bit and enjoy the journey, and not always feel like you need to be doing better and better and better and better. Like, you want to be able to achieve your goals and you want to be moving the needle. But I think that we underestimate what we can do in a year and overestimate what we can do in a day, a week, a month. Like, trying to get all of this, trying to get from this part of your, in this area, level of your business to this level in the next 3 months, right? Want to go from making $1,000 a month to making $5,000 a month in 3 months. That's a pretty steep thing. And so you're just going to be like, what can I do? Getting busy. Like, let me just tell you guys, this is the old me. This is what I used to do. I put my eye on a goal and I would literally work 18 hours a day trying to achieve it. That is the road to burnout, to basically not really moving the needle that much because you're just trying to do activity, but really looking at what is going to actually be productive. So productivity over activity. Maybe if I had, setting priorities is really just about what's going to move the needle in your business. Like, what is actually going to move you forward to your goal. And sometimes you're going to test some things that you might think. So let's just give an idea of, I think too, let me rethink what I'm going to say. I'm trying to find an example. I'm a very visual person, so I'm trying to think of an example to use. Maybe Cassie, you have something. What's a couple of priorities, but you're not sure how to, which ones are the best? Because filling your day with stuff to do is about feeling like you're doing something. It's about just a feeling. It's not necessarily about moving the needle. And really addressing that feeling and understanding that would be helpful. Like, what's one thing, like maybe everybody can come in on this. What is one thing that you guys think that you can do to move the needle in your business, and that you can focus on in your business to move the needle? I'd love to hear that. I don't know why there's such a delay in comments, but For me, priorities, how I set my priorities is I just have like a to-do list, and then I look at what is the most pressing thing. What is it? Like maybe it's editing for an upcoming reveal. Like, so today I have a reveal that I need to do, and probably my number one thing I need to do is get those pictures finalized and for the reveal. So that's going to be probably my top priority. So that says marketing for her. Tara says nailing down pricing and products for sale. Is it Tara or Tiara? I don't know why I'm having, probably Tara, I'm guessing. Tara, you should be in the pricing for profit class that was Monday and tonight. We go over pricing and exactly how to choose your products and what to price them at. Okay, marketing and being the face of your business. Okay, this is great, Cassie, because Julie also said finding my voice and my brand. I think I sometimes struggle with what my brand might actually look like. I think I need to be more clear on what it is. This is an interesting question. Tira. Perfect. Thanks. What does it mean? Julie, are you still on? And if you are, what does it mean for you? Give me a little bit more clarification on brand. What does that mean to you? Finding your brand voice, what it looks like, and being more clear on it. Like, what are you hoping to communicate that way? So marketing. There's multiple things that you guys can do for marketing. There's some things that are going to be a long game marketing, and there's going to be some things that will speed up the marketing. So it really depends on whether you have time or money to leverage, and how long you have before you actually need to see profits coming in. So I would say you can do a social media. You can basically be consistent on social media and run social media ads. That's a way of marketing that you can do. The thing is you're just going to have to you're either going to have to leverage your money and hire an expert that knows what they're doing, or you yourself are going to have to become an expert at doing it. And it's not going to be an overnight thing. So you're leveraging your time. So you're spending time and investing time into your business in order to get that marketing to work. That's leveraging time. So leveraging money would be finding someone who's already done the work and basically paying them to shorten the learning curve / take that time out of it and get the results that you're looking for quicker. So leveraging time is what most photographers try to do, and a lot of times they don't have enough capital to keep going, or they get burnt out and frustrated and they quit. So any business that you start, like as an entrepreneur, you have to have capital. You have to have enough money to survive long enough to get to that point where you start making profit. A lot of restaurants, a lot of businesses aren't profitable for like at least the first year, sometimes 3 years. So they have to have enough capital and enough money to run that business at break even, or maybe sometimes negative, until they get to the point where they have all their systems and strategies and processes, dialed in to actually make profit. So I think that's one of the misconceptions for a lot of photographers. They think, oh, hey, I have a camera, I'm just going to start, and I take good pictures, and I'm going to start, getting my name out there, and then all of a sudden I'm going to have this business, and I'm going to be making this income. And I'm not saying it can't happen. There's probably some people that it just somehow it worked out for them. What's funny is if you look at really what worked for them, it might be that they did some other job, or they were in some other networking group, and they have this huge amount of people that know them. And so when they decided to become a photographer, they just had a huge group of people that already knew about them, a huge network of people, if you will. So really looking at that. But I would just say that marketing is either leveraging your time or your money. So time-wise is going to be going to networking events. It's going to be teaming up with local businesses. It's going to be getting out there and just letting people know about you. It's going to be talking to people. It's going to be posting on social media. It's going to be just being consistent in all of those areas. So leveraging your money would be doing paid advertising and probably paying an expert to actually do it for you. So Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram doesn't really work that much. I would say Facebook is better if you can dial it in. So I would say those two, Facebook ads and Google ads, would be the best ROI. That's what I do. Me and my husband Damon do for photographers, is we actually take the learning curve and the time frame and squish it down. We do marketing for photographers. That's Photography Clients on Demand. So we just added Facebook funnels. So we do Google ad funnels and Facebook funnels for photographers specifically, because that's what we know. We've done Google ads for other businesses and Facebook ads for other businesses as well, but we really have it dialed in for photographers. Let's see. So does that kind of help with marketing? I mean, as far as your to-dos for marketing, it's really going to depend on your personality. I have a video. If you go back into my YouTube, there's 7 different ways of marketing your business and really finding what's in alignment with you. If you are really social and you are like a social butterfly, then going out and networking might be the best fit, and just doing that consistently. And if you are an introvert, paid advertising might be better, just setting up a system and having somebody else do it so you can focus on what you love. So look for that video on my YouTube channel, the 7 different ways of marketing your business, and then finding the things that are in alignment with you, and then prioritizing the to-dos that way. Being the face of your business. When you have a marketing strategy that is doing the work for you, I don't think that you have to be as much the face of your business. That's something actually I loved about when marketing my photography business. Coaching is a little bit different, and I've definitely struggled with that, because I feel like in photography, someone actually has a need and they're looking for whatever service that you offer, and so they go looking for it, they find your information, and they contact you. Coaching is more like people have to find out about you and then know and trust you, and there has to be kind of almost this relationship building. So it's definitely been a little bit of a struggle, figuring out those two things, because I'm actually a little bit more of an introvert, and so has not been easy. But tell me a little bit more maybe about being the face of your business or being the brand. What do you guys feel that's actually going to, what's that going to do for you? Hey Jessica, I'm glad you joined us. Trying to see, sorry, what else you guys said, marketing. I think it's interesting because photographers, I think a lot of times, there's actually not photographers, humans, we complicate things. We just try to make them more complicated than they have to be. So if you guys want it uncomplicated, reach out to me. I'll give it to you. It's so easy. If you just literally follow my business system and our marketing, if you try to complicate it, you can, but it's streamlined. It gives you exactly what you need to do. I'm not going to say there's not going to be some hiccups along the way and trying to figure things out. I think right now a lot of there's steps in business. Figure out your foundation, then you figure out your pricing, then if you want to do your website, you can do your website, which I have a website training coming up, websites that work and Convert 103 I think it's in 2 weeks from Monday. But if you do the Photography Clients on Demand service, we do your website for you, so you don't even have to worry about it. And then the next step is getting leads. And if you can figure out how to get leads on your own, that's great. If you want help, I can help you with that and get you, a good amount of leads every month. But once you get the leads, then you have to have the conversations that actually understand how to communicate to actually convert them to a consultation. So it's not just about just getting leads, right? You can get leads, but some of the photographers I'm working with right now, we're working on how to actually have those conversations and how to communicate from a place of service and not from a place of desperation, because a lot of times once you get the leads, you want to book them, right? But if you come from a place of desperation versus a place of service, then the communications are off. So really learning the next step is to how to convert those leads into consultations, and then once you get them in the consultations, then you have to learn how to nail your consultations in order to actually, get bookings. And it's really not about getting the booking, it's about serving the client. And these are all things that I coach my clients on, and step by step individually. So it's really about service and about letting go of actually booking the client and just coming from a place of service instead of selling in a place of desperation. So, and then obviously once you get a client booked, then you have to dial in your experience in creating and making sure that you are always on top and mastering your skills. So there's so many facets to the business. Sorry, my nose is itching. It was itching earlier. So there's so many facets. It's not just about getting people to know about you. But okay, so Cassie says, I think, like you said, upping the like, know, and trust. There's a lot of curiosity involved what I do, but not as much demand. So educating and being that expert in their minds before that demand forms. Gotcha. So I think, to answer your question, Cassie, that on the side burner, it's not on the back burner, it's on the side burner, we might be rolling out a class for VIP groups and how to use VIP groups the right way. I think that forming a VIP group, Cassie, can be really great. It's a really great place for people who are curious about boudoir, to come to a place to learn about it, to get educated, and to see the results that other women are getting. And one of my coaching clients, I think we're going to team up with her because she's created a really great VIP group and a really great structure. And so I think we're going to team up with them and create like a co-hosting class on VIP groups, because I think that would be a great place to create that like, know, and trust and education. So creating a safe place for women to come and learn about it before they're ready to book a shoot. I personally would probably tie that with a little bit of Facebook marketing in order to get people in there. So that would be my initial thing of what I would do. I might think of some other things and I'll let you know. But that's probably what I would do. I think it's very focused. Like it's a very direct, focused thing. It's not like all these things that you have to do, but it's very focused. So, what other questions do you guys have for today? Or do you have any more questions about what we've talked about? I have another coaching call that I have to hop onto, so. Julie says, I like that idea for VIP groups. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, I'm excited to bring you guys to VIP groups. I've never done a VIP group myself. And when I saw them, I was very kind of turned off, when I first heard of them, turned off about how they were being formed. And how people were growing them. And I know Facebook has shut that down. A lot of people lost a lot of members in their VIP groups because of Facebook's new rules. But I personally think that was a good thing. So I think that there is a way to actually use VIP groups where it doesn't take a ton of your time. You do have to, set it up. When you can set it up correctly and you can educate, build that like, know, and trust, and create it without it running your life, because I think you can get lost in your VIP group and spend way too much time, because you're probably going to be building that like, know, and trust and that brand awareness within it. I don't know that you're going to get a ton of clients from it, but like, not, maybe you'll get some, but not like a consistent. It's not a marketing system. It's not a consistent marketing system. It's not that reliable. But I do think that if you're trying to build awareness about what you do, and really create like a community and create a like, know, and trust and work on brand awareness, I think that's great. Julie said I'm just bad at posting in them. Yeah. So in the class, we're going to actually create one of the bonuses that we're going to give, and is a schedule, is like literally giving you a schedule of what to post. And so all you have to do is one day a week, or one day a month, maybe at the end of the previous month, go in and look at your schedule and just go in and like basically schedule all of the posts. Laura says, can you add a VIP group at any time in your business? Yes, you can, anytime. So my goal with the class is to not only bring the other photographer's expertise, but also to take what she's done and dial it in even more to create a more efficient and easy way of doing a VIP group. Like I said, I'm always about creating systems and processes that make your business easy, not harder. Work smarter, not harder, always. So making it where it's not this thing that's a stressful thing, but it's a thing of ease and flow, and that in all aspects of your business. That's what my goal is to help photographers with. So anyways, I'm gonna have to hop off here. Any other questions you guys have real quick? Thanks so much for hanging out. I feel so bad that YouTube didn't work again. Like, my past version of myself would really be beating myself up. Like, I feel bad, but at the same time, I'm like, it's technology. It is what it is. It happened. I can't do anything to change it now. But it is a little bit frustrating. So if you're rewatching this, guys, if you're watching the replay, I'm so sorry. I promise I will figure it out. Or I will just not go live on YouTube, and we'll just have to do it within the group. And I'll repost it to YouTube later. But awesome. If you guys don't have any more questions, at least I don't see any coming in. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you guys next Wednesday. I believe the next Wednesday is July 3rd. So right before July 4th. So next month's live Q&A will be Wednesday, July 3rd. So see you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out, and hope you have a great rest of the week.